Hey guys, since you're new to the channel, I'm Avi, a software engineer and digital nomad for over 7 years. And I build marketplace apps. I don't build productivity apps or utility apps, just strictly marketplace apps. And I thought that I would make this video to document the process of building my latest app, which is called GuideMe. Currently, I'm building a travel app and I'm halfway into building it. So I decided to document the process for anybody who wants to learn how to build their own mobile apps. I currently have a mobile app in the App Store that has many thousands of users, and it's a dating app, which is another marketplace. I learned a lot from building, launching, and scaling that app to the point where it almost got acquired by a big mobile app publisher. But that's a story for another video. And since this is the beginning of the video, I wanted to talk about what my plans are. And I also wanted to preface that I plan to make a full series documenting this process of building my travel app. So let me go ahead and answer some questions you guys are probably wondering about the app. So what is the app? The app is a travel app called GuideMe, and it's to help people who are traveling to find locals to show them around. And why am I building GuideMe? Well, I've been a digital nomad for over 7 years, and I lived in many different countries, cities, and towns across the world. But every time I go to a new city or town or country, I find it difficult to really find the best places to go, the best foods to eat, where to go and get things. So that's always been my pain point while traveling and living abroad. So GuideMe is a solution to my own problems. It's just something that you should think about when you're starting your own mobile app, because only you know the main pain points and the biggest frustrations of the end user. Anyways, I'm halfway into building the app, and these are the things that I've done so far. I've done login and registration with authentication, and I'm just using Firebase for that because it has a lot of great out-of-the-box tools that can help you to get your project out the door and get your MVP out fast. I have created all the screens, and before I build any project, I prototyped the whole thing in Figma. I've created the home screen feed, the requested tour screen where users can request a tour from people who are in their area. I've done the chat and notification screen. However, I still need to hook up notifications to the application. I've integrated RevenueCat, which handles payments, and RevenueCat's a great SDK for handling payments within your app. I've done the profile screen where you can go in and change your preferences. I've done the onboarding, which is really crucial for user retention and is really important for turning your downloads into actual completed profiles, because in my opinion, I think that's all that matters. The downloads to completed profile rate for many apps can be really low, so focusing on getting that percentage up is paramount to your success as a mobile app developer or app founder. And the final things I have to do are things like chat, which takes time. I'm not going to use any third-party SDKs. I have to set up notifications so that when someone requests a tour, that the guide actually receives it. I have to set up the mechanism for when a traveler wants to go on a tour with a local guide in such a way that the guide can reject or accept their request and that they can negotiate the price. Aside from setting up the subscription payment that I already have, I have to set up the internal payment that the traveler will make to the guide and a few more things. But there's no better feeling than getting your app accepted into the App Store for the very first time. Since I'm the ideal avatar for the app, and since traveling is second nature to me, I know many of the main pain points, which I'm going to solve with certain features I add in the app. The app is not going to be that complex like my other mobile app. I'm going to launch the MVP of GuideMe on iOS first, and later, a little bit down the road, develop the Android version once I find product market fit. I learned from my other marketplace app, Kupenda, that you should focus mainly on getting the MVP out and obviously building something that doesn't crash and is stable, but that the main key is focusing on distribution and not having too many features that the user becomes lost in. And with the advent of AI, making mobile apps has become a lot more simple, straightforward, and more cost-effective for people who don't have the know-how, aren't engineers, or don't have the funding to hire developers. So I use AI a lot to my advantage for a lot of menial tasks that before I had to painstakingly do by hand. That took up a lot of time. Another thing is that I'm not using React Native, which is what I built all my other apps in. And I decided to make that change because I want to build a native experience first, then worry about developing for other platforms. And mind you, React Native is great for cross-platform development, but can be the biggest headache as you get lost in dependency hell, as Apple pushes out new versions of iOS, every new version of their M series chips, having to fight with CocoaPods and Hermes and a lot of things that just eat up all your time. I used to spend so much time debugging my code, getting my code out of the weeds, trying to make the same feature work for iOS and Android in the exact same way, and I'd spend more time fixing bugs than actually shipping features. So I'm tired of using React Native, and I'm not going back to using it for the foreseeable future. I'm just gonna stick to using Swift UI, and making the native mobile experience as best as possible, because native mobile development is always better for animations, for performance, for user experience, for the user interface, and for your development cost and time. So guys, this has just been the first update to you guys for how that's going, and I want to bring you guys on this journey with me as I launch my next mobile app. And like I said, this is going to be a series where I go into the actual tech stack that I use, the distribution strategy that I'm going to use to scale the app and get users, things that I should be avoiding, and things that I'm learning along the way. So hope you guys got something out of this video. If you have any requests or questions, just leave a comment or send me an email, or reach out to me on my socials, which I'll put down below. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.